Then he went into retreat for like 14 years. And he was like, this is much better than the world. I'm staying here. And then his wife, I think, sort of gradually, he doesn't talk a lot about himself, so it's really hard to find the details of all this, but basically he did come back out. And he said the only thing that we ever need to lose is our egos, ever. Because that's the only death there is the ego. But in the meantime, he knows how, through dowsing, by the way, through kinesiology. He calibrates everybody. He can calibrate Hitler or Lincoln or you or I or himself or the book. He's calibrated the whole book, and chapter by chapter or even paragraph by paragraph, to see where it fits on this scale. That's amazing. But let me just briefly tell you about this scale. So he arbitrarily set the scale.
What's his name again?
David Hawkins. I have one of his books out here, the Power versus Force book. So he arbitrarily set a scale from 1 to 1,000. You could set anything, but that was good numbers for him to be able to work with, and on the physical plane, that's where he was. So he said that, you see, up until 200, or yeah, actually 175 or 299, 199 actually, it would be, people are in force. In other words, they push things, they don't have any connection to source. They just live day to day with no understanding of how we're all connected. None. Yeah, they don't understand that at all. They don't even have it. It's like these are the people that don't know they don't know. Okay? They have no clue at all. So when you're working with people that are angry or fearful or guilt or shame, they are people that don't have any connection to the divine. They only push through life. They force themselves and push through life. So that's not where we are. We can dip there sometimes. We can dip to fear or to anger or to, whatever. That obviously is true, but that's not where we live. We live somewhere between 200 and 499. Most of us are not at 500. 500, I think he said there are 4% of the population is at 500. So 500 would be where Anastasia is, or above. She's probably above that. Because she can know everything. Between 200 and 499, we have to use our mental abilities to figure life out. We have to think, we have to know. But you see, it's courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, all things that make sense in our world. So most of us live in that place. Now he said that up until, I think it was 1994, the whole world calibrated below 200, the whole world. And the only reason we didn't blow ourselves up is because if you look on the other side, you see one individual at level 700 counterbalances 70 million individuals below 200. Okay, so we've had Jesus and Buddha and various other spiritual leaders that have been above 500. So that is how the world has been able to balance. And then something dramatic happened, and I think he said we went to 207. And it's because it's exponential, the numbers are exponential, that means that was a huge jump. So the world now is at 207. Now, below. That doesn't mean that individual groups and whatever are that high at all. It just means that the world, there's hope for the world, because they're moving up. Okay. But for us, when we're working with people, if you're working with somebody under 200, it's like working with somebody, and this is what I like, this is my description, without a stopper in the tub. In other words, you keep pouring yourself into them, and because they have no container, it doesn't stay. Ooh. It just doesn't stay. And so what happened to me when I was in school as a school counselor, I didn't know this then. And I tried to help everybody, and burned out and got sick. Okay. So because I pushed myself trying to get these people to understand things. It's just like, why don't you understand this? It makes perfect sense to me. Why don't you get it? But they couldn't get it. And it's like, Vladimir can't get it sometimes. He just doesn't get it. So it gave me a lot more ability to be gentle with myself and not think I had to heal the world. You know. But how we do it is like you see on the other side. The higher up we go in consciousness, the more we can heal the world. So it's not working necessarily with individual people, but as we raise our consciousness, then the vibration we send out is high enough so that other people can begin to move their consciousness up. And that's our job. That's your job, all of our jobs, because we're here talking about this, and you understand what I'm talking about. So it's not about getting in there and trying to continually pour yourself into them, because there is no stopper in their tub. Until they read a book like this, until they get it, that there's more to life than, drugs and alcohol, whatever it is, I don't know, food, whatever, television, any addiction, because addictions, of course, are all down there. You're not going to change them. And we can try, and what makes